Yep, they're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up. Jets. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Go. 180. Defense wins championships, baby. Hey, empty.
Now a two-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Sunday. Here. Red 5-2. Come here. Tighten up. Hey, box drop.
Now Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson.
It always helps for a good tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Darnold down to throw. Now he'll escape to his left. He'll run it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need. Ball again. A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, zoom.
Wentz now to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
1st down, Jets.
Check, 59. Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And an alley to run. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A run to Josh Adams, the Eagles' leading rusher as a rookie last year. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage.
Here goes that. 59. Mike's 59. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Young lady. Check 59, right? Mike is 59. Mike to 59. They got lady. They not lady. They're still playing soccer. Man, Eddie, I'm playing wrong football. Check that.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Bravo!
No score after one on EA Sports. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Hey, Alpha!
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
59. Hey, orbit. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it in.
At their own 14-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. He was brought down by Darryl Roberts.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and there's creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And down he'll go at the 25. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Throwing now is Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Darnold from the gun. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13.
1st down, New York.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
Sean Dion Hamilton was there to bring him down defensively.
At the 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Go! Check, 59. It's a party now.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless 1st half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
This is Bell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood!
Back to throw, Darnold. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, Delta. Hold the loop, hold the loop, hold. Here we go.
From the 50, it's Darnold. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing alignment out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Switch. Joker. Pilot, 64, weak.
A quick throw out wide, caught by Crowder. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The end result, 21 yards. That's where Crowder makes his hay in the slot. Jets hoping to see more of that going forward. He signed with him in March after the last 4 seasons being in Washington. Had 3 pretty good years and sort of tailed off last season due in large part to an ankle injury. Darnold finding Anderson here. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, mark the screen, lady. Mark the screen. Hey, lady. Kill. Score. 59 Mike. 59 Mike. Check. 59. Now watch run. Yo, lady. Check.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point.
Check. 59. Hey, lady. Mike 59. Lady.
Again, it's Bell. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Watch quick.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry.
Darnold. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step.
Lefty.
You got tape. You got tape. Check.
On first down, Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
That's good for Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Go. Waiting.
Hey, let's get in them holes.
Hey, kill. Hey, Ford, don't kill.
57.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Completes it to Aguilar. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
74.
54 is Mike.
Great.
Now they toss out wide to Sanders. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Greystone, Travis. Rush in. Out. Check safety. Bang.
Another run here with Sanders. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, Sanders. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, Darnold. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
I got you, baby. I got you. Young lady. Check 59, Mike. Hey, box truck. 59. Okay, double it. 59's Mike. Check.
3rd and long, it's Darnold.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, they are in the 3rd now in New Orleans. And the Saints, they've now opened up a 2-touchdown lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Now Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Waiting! Watch 54, watch 54. They can't hang with us. Right there, 54, right there, right there. 5-7. You rush. Mike's 50.
Hey, Mike's 7.
Hey, get in the weight room. Mike's 5-4, Mike. Rip. Mike's 5-4.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Jordan Willis.
Boom! That's how we do it, baby.
Back at the 47-yard line.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Hey, zoom.
Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now Wentz looking deep for his tight end Ertz. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Mike's on your side. In your face. Ready?
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 59.
From the 22, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Motion, check. Shift. Red 80. Hey, Charlie.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
And the Jets, first down.
Darnold now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
Go.
Now it's Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Right here. Hey, wahoo!
To the air again, Darnold. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete here. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Check 59, Mike. Hey, Echo. Mike to 59. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe that.
Darnold to throw again. That's complete. It's Bell. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first and 10, Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. That throw good for 4. It's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not...
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Fletcher Cox racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold. And he's going to go down again. Nigel Bradham. And that will force a turnover on downs. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 5 now. Wentz, rush coming, and he's taken down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Sack, baby! Sack, baby!
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. On third down, they turn to Sanders. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it.
Under pressure, they got him again. Fletcher Cox in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wide, get wide. Slam. Watch the ship.
To try again after the sack. Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Fletcher Cox in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Hey, watch the slam. Deuce. Ship, watch the ship. Man, Eddie. Good game. Mike Fountain.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, Delta.
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that.
Once again with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone,
under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Defense. Defense. Here we go. Check 99. Check 99. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
To throw is Darnold. Complete. Smith has it. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
and remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Philadelphia, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our